Daily Beats Productions. You are listening to Daily Beats. Daily Beats Productions. You are listening to Daily Beats. Daily Beats Productions. You are listening to Daily Beats. Daily Beats Productions. You are listening to Daily Beats. Daily Beats Productions. Daily Beats Productions. You are listening to Daily Beats. Daily Beats Productions. Daily Beats Productions.
What up, YouTube? My name is Tiago Duarte, and welcome to another live stream of the Producer Show. So today I'm back from vacation. So last 2 weekends I was in Portugal, and now I'm back here in Stuttgart in my studio, and I'm back to making music again. Let's see, I have here some chat messages from Thomas. Hi, damn, this intro beat slaps so hard. Thank you very much. This is actually, I play the latest videos every time that I do a live stream. I play the latest videos that I publish. So these two videos were, or these two beats were the Vibrant and Through the Sunset. So those were the two videos that I played in this intro, and I usually play the last videos. So if you want to listen to the beats again, you can go to the channel and search for these beats. So first of all, I'm really happy to come back to the studio, and of course I was very, very happy to go home. It was 7 months that I didn't went to Portugal, so I was kind of feeling homesickness. And yeah, it was nice to be with my family, to be with my brothers and sister, and with my parents and also my friends. I spent some time also in some a studio. I did some studio time with my friend RJ, and I also record a song for one of my friends called Juan, and he had this dream of recording a song that he made when his mother died, and I was able to help him reach that or fulfill that dream. And I think that's something really, really amazing. And the song will be soon out. It's a Portuguese song, but yeah, you will probably, if you are not Portuguese or Brazilian, you will not understand it if you don't speak Portuguese. But the basic idea is that one. And that's one of the things that I really enjoy about making music is now I'm at the point where I can really start helping people, or at least the closest friends that I have. And this was the case. So he wanted, one of his dreams in life was to make this song. And the starting point of the song was very crude, not bad. It had a really good vibe, and I really liked the song. But the guitar was a little bit out of tune, and his voice was not in the 100% correct pitch. But that's fine because I mean, he's not a professional musician, so I was not expecting. I was actually expecting less, and it really surprised me. So we went back and forth, and I managed to make an entire beat for his song, and we went to the studio, to the Corpi Alma studio, and yeah, we did a lot of takes, and it was really, really awesome to see the song come about and start the song and make it really, really amazing as it was. So let me just manage something here. Just a second. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, that should be it. Okay. So, as you probably already know, if you've been following these live streams, I do these live streams every Saturday at around 6 p.m. GMT +2, which is the Berlin time. So I'm located in Stuttgart, and that's the time zone that I am currently at. And the idea for these live streams is to get all of your questions and answer them here in video, so that I can help you speed up your learning process and help you speed up your music skills, so that you become a better producer faster. And that's the title, or the mission of the channel is not the mission, but maybe the goal of the channel is just to master the software, so that it's just you and music, because I think that's the best, at least for me, it's the thing that makes me really, really proud and really happy, is to really, whenever I make music, I just forget about everything, and I'm just making music, and I don't think about anything else. I'm just being creative, and I'm just being myself. And another thing is that you can really help other people, like I did with my friend Juan. You can really help them achieve some goals or dreams in life by making a really powerful song or a really cool song for them. So I think that's one of the things, and I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have mastered the software, both FL Studio and Studio One, because I did all the recording in Studio One. And I mean, as long as you have a laptop, as long as you have the software, and you can go to any studio, just connect a USB audio interface or a USB device that you have, or a USB microphone. You also have must have a microphone and record something, and you will be able to capture some really good quality music and make some really, really dope songs. So, a quick announcement. I also have, so you can post your questions in the chat, like Thomas did here. It was not a question, but it was more like a comment. But you can put comments, questions in the chat, and I will be able to see. If you have questions, you can post them here, and I will try to answer them at the end of the live stream. And I do that because the questions that I have from the newsletter have a little bit higher priority, and I usually try to answer those questions first. And then if I have time to answer more questions, I will go to the chat and answer them in more detail. Of course, if I see something really simple, I can talk a little bit about it, like 1 or 2 minutes. But usually what I do is to get the questions from the newsletter, and then I answer them here in the videos. That's the main idea for this channel or this live stream. And today I have a couple of I don't want to say promotions, but news, I guess. And we are going to go through a couple of free stuff that I will share with you that you can download and make your sound library a little bit better. I also have a link in the description so that you can join the newsletter. I will only be sharing emails related to this live stream. I will not send any product marketing material or anything. I will just be sending forms so that you can post your questions there, and I will be collecting the questions. And usually I send an email every Friday with a link to the questionnaire so that you can go put your questions, and then Saturday at around 6 p.m. GMT +2 I will be taking those questions and answer them here in the live stream. Okay, so first of all, let's go to a couple of things that I have here. You already know that I like to buy this type of stuff, these magazines, the music production magazines. Just a second. I really like to buy these magazines, and unfortunately this magazine was a German magazine, but now they do have it in English. So if you want to have, I think it's €5, so it's not going to break your bank. And for €5 every month, you will have a new source of information, a new source of news, and a new source of sounds, and that's really good. And that's something that I started doing for my productions, or since, I don't know, I might have like 20 or 25 magazines so far. So since I started to come to Germany, I started buying some of the magazines, and I'm really, really happy with it. I got a lot of plugins that I wouldn't have for the price of a magazine, which is, in this case, the physical magazine costs €7, but I had the isotope ozone elements, I think, the one that is used for mastering. I have that one. I have codecs from Waves, also for free. I have, what else? I have a bunch of stuff. The sampler that I have like now with maybe 30 or something packs of or sound banks with a lot of sound. So that's something really, really cool that you can start using to make your libraries or to improve your libraries, sound library, so that you can make more and more and better music. So The first thing that I would like to talk about is this. There's a plugin called Nils K1V, which is a free Kawaii K1 emulation plugin. So let me just switch to FL Studio. And I have here, where is it? Here, a couple of things that I want to talk about. So this is the first one. And again, you can see nilsschneider.de. So this is a German developer. And you can see this is a cool, looks cool plugin, and is Kappa K1V. And you can download it here. So it's free to download, and you have Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. So it's a really, really cool thing to have in your music production arsenal, I guess. So let's listen to a couple of the sounds of this. So I have here the emulation, and you can see it has a lot of sounds. And this could be more for, I don't know, more for like old school type of stuff, or yeah, maybe. So it's kind of emulation, but it sounds really cool, or it can have some really cool sounds. And this is just the first bank, the K1 factory bank, and you can see there's a bunch of banks here that you can just use. So this is just a couple of sounds. There's a lot to explore here, but I just wanted to share this plugin because I think it's a really cool plugin, and it's free. So it sounds good, it looks cool, and it has a lot of sounds here, so you can explore a lot of stuff. And if you are doing maybe some 70s or 80s pop or even hip hop, you can use some of these plugin, these sounds to make some really kind of old school type vibe tracks. So that's something really cool. Next up, we have the Valhalla Supermassive. So where is it? Here, Valhalla Supermassive. And this is a delay and reverb plugin. And you can see it has been designed from the ground up for massive delays and reverbs. And this is how it looks like. And you can download it. Where is it? Yeah, here. So you can use it for Intel or ARM Macs, Windows, and other versions of Windows and Mac. So I would usually go for the latest one. So this would be the two ones that you can use to download. And let's go ahead, remove these. Let's bring the Valhalla. I have it here under the delay folder. But this is how it looks like. So if I put like let me put a sound here, maybe a snare or something like that, so that we can just so you can already hear some of the sounds. Okay, so there's no preset there. Let's go here. We have echoes, mod, reverbs, and effects. So a lot of stuff here. Let's go for, I don't know, let's go ahead and put this one. Some cool effects. This one sounds nice. So this is more like a delay with some kind of reverb. So let's see Z Massive. Let's go here. Yeah, this is you can see has a lot of delay. So let's maybe reduce the delay a little bit. So this is how it would sound. But as you can see, not bad for a plugin. And the Valhalla developers, they have some really cool plugins. So, and this one is free. So again, there's no reason not to get it. So this is another free plugin. And let's go and see another one. I have the Tal software. So probably you know this one. It's a modulation filter, and it's really cool also, and also free. And I'm talking about these plugins because I got them from Beat Magazine, and yeah, I think it's cool to share some of this stuff here. And as you can see, you can have some really cool effects with this plugin. I'm not going to go into detail about what to do with this one, but again, you can just download and have a go with it. As you can see, I have it here, and you can have, I don't know, some crazy stuff. This doesn't work too much with just a rim shot like this, but you can see you can really manipulate the stuff. You can also do some side chain with this, or some pump effects with this one. So yeah, there's a lot of functionality here with this plugin that you can really make some crazy sounds that sound really cool. So I have here some comments from Thomas. I love Supermassive. It's probably one of my favorite reverb and delay plugins. Thanks. I'm sure I will also love that, because from what I hear, I think it sounds really cool. It's also a good plugin by them, free of course. Okay, I have to see this one, frequency mod. Let me actually see that one. So products, Freaky Q. I'm not sure if I see it here. Let's see if this one. Maybe this one, I'm not sure. Yeah, it doesn't say anything here if it's free or not, but I will take a look. I like this these animations they have here. Yeah, it says here free. So this is the one that you are talking about, and I'm going to download it right now. And yeah, thanks for the tip. It's really cool. And another thing that is also free that comes with how can I say, with this actually didn't come from the Beat magazine. It came from a newsletter that I have, which is the audioplugin.deals. And this one here, that data code, focus, techno risers and effects. And it's a free download, and you can see we have 12 days of free download. So today is, let me see, 7th of August. So you have until maybe 17th or 19th, yeah, something like that. I can't make math at this point. And yeah, you can download this for free, and it's really cool. I mean, it's like 700 megabytes of sounds. So it's and it's for techno risers. But I would, because I do techno, I make techno tutorials. That's why I'm sharing this. But I think this would also be usable in other genres, like more, I don't know, maybe EDM or something like that. So every song that requires some risers, so probably you will find stuff here, and it's free. So there's no limitation in terms of or no excuse to not download this. And yeah, I've downloaded this already, but I have not yet installed it on my machine. But from what I heard, they have some really cool sounds. So let's listen. Let's see if we can play this. You can see some really cool risers. And now I would assume this is also usable for other genres. That's why I wanted to share this one here. And of course, we also have another one. This is the last one from WA Productions, and it's called We Love FL Studio Free Bundle, and it's free, I don't know, I think until the 19th of August. So you can also take this one. There's what about Lo-Fi Illusion? There's 4 sample packs. audio plugin. Okay, I have to see what is this one. Essential Kicks. I'm not sure if this is a plugin or if this is a yeah, probably looks like a plugin to make kicks. Yeah, I'm going to download this. Nice. And there's also a FL Studio 20 introduction course. It's an audio course, so you can get a lot of information about FL Studio here with this free audio course. So that's cool, and it's really nice that they are offering this for free. So this is the free stuff that I wanted to share with you, and I hope that helps someone to get some new sounds, because I remember in the beginning when I was starting out, I didn't had too much sounds, and my productions felt a little bit simple and not so high quality because of the sounds that I had, or the sounds I did not have. And I think for that, it's just a good thing that nowadays you can have a lot of free sounds, a lot of free stuff that can really make your tracks sound really, really amazing. So let's go. That was the public service announcement, I guess, of sharing free stuff with you guys. Let's go now to the questions that I have here. One question that I have is how to make drums more powerful. So this is a cool question, and one of the things that when I'm mixing drums that I like to do is I like to mix drums in terms of the overall group. So I don't go too much into like kick, snare, and try to add effects on that one. No, I put everything into a bus and then I mix that bus. With that said, there are a couple of things that I usually make, or I usually do, to make my drums a little bit more powerful, a little bit more intense. And one of the things that I usually do is to add distortion. So distortion is something that you can really, really easily overdo. And if you are careful and you just do the right amount, it can really make your drums sound really, really, really powerful. And like Thomas said here, damn, these intro beats slap so hard. That's because one of the beats in the vibrant beat, I used the right amount of distortion on the drums, and that's why they slap so hard, because it's like one of the things that I like to do for my drums is to apply a little bit of distortion. And one of my favorite plugins actually is Camel Crusher for distortion, and it just gives if you are careful with it and you don't overdo it, it just gives a little bit of punch to the drums and make the drums sound a little bit more interesting, a little bit more, what's the word that I'm looking for, a little bit more powerful, and that gives that slap that you are looking for. And it sounds really cool. If you are careful with the amount of distortion that you apply, it will sound cool in your headphones, in your speakers, and also on smartphones, on the normal phones that we have. This has a crappy mono speaker. Actually, this one has a stereo speaker. So it has a downward speaker, and then this one here, the earpiece also works as a second speaker that gives the stereo balance, but it's not really full stereo, I would say, but it sounds really cool. So yeah, one of the things that I would do, let's go to FL Studio, is to just load a distortion plugin, and Camel Crusher is the latest one that I'm using. You can also use, for instance, let's see, we have a couple of distortion plugins here. Blood Overdrive has distortion, and Wave Shaper. You can also use one of these to get some distortion. But I really like Camel Crusher, especially here the distortion. You have a tube distortion and also mesh distortion, I guess. And you can combine both distortions, and you will be able to get a more digital, more modern distortion with this one, and a more analog and old school type of distortion with this one. So you can blend the two, and this will really help to make your drums a little bit fatter. I think I have. Let me see. I was making a beat before, and I had a couple of drums here that I used with that I applied Camel Crusher to make the drums pop a little bit. And there's 2Z Beats. Yo, what's up, man? Nice to have you in the chat. If you have any questions about music production, you can just post them here in the chat, and I will try to answer them the best that I can. So this is the beat or the drums that I have. Very simple drums, but you see I have a Camel Crusher. And as you can see, I have compressor and I have just a tube distortion here. Let's see the before and after. And you can hear it in the especially in the kick. The kick is where you will listen to the distortion, especially in this case more, but it just gives a little bit more power to the drums. And again, this is not I'm not overdoing it. If I were to overdo it, you will really hear the distortion. And this doesn't sound that great, I would say. I mean, you can use this if you really need it, if the effect demands for. But for a normal song, I would say it was too much. But this one is just about the right amount that flattens the drums, makes the snare a little bit less peak volume, and makes the drums a little bit more powerful. And of course, this also has compression. So if I remove compression, you see that this also applies some volume. And this is the small things that sometimes we do, and it might not seem too much, it might not seem a big difference, but overall it will make a very, very huge difference. And this is the things that sometimes it has to be subtle. So if you overdo it, then you will make it sound a little bit too much. So you have to be careful with distortion, but it's my go-to effect to make my drums more powerful. Okay, let me just have a sip of water. Okay, so next question. How to get a powerful low end? So this is kind of tied to the drums. Why? Because whenever we have a kick, usually the kicks have a very low end, or usually they are located in the low end. So to have a very powerful low end, it's all about mixing. I don't care what type of sound you give me. If you give me a crappy bass, I will make it sound really cool or really powerful in the low end, because it's all about mixing. And I think there was a saying about Dr. Dre that he can take a normal meh beat and transform it into a hit. Of course, he will change stuff, but if you don't do that, the way you do that is by mixing. So if you can really make or break a beat, or any song, but for that matter, you can really make or break a song with mixing. And it's very important for you to start putting some time and investing maybe some money in some courses like I've done. And whenever I did that, it really improved my mixing. It really helped me to see things that I wouldn't see, or have skills that I wouldn't have thought about it, and really make having a process that I can follow repeatedly made me a better mixer. And after I followed through that process several times, now that I have that process in my mind, now I can deviate from that process and make my own decisions and start see what works and what doesn't, and start having a better feeling for what would work or not. But the way for me to have a powerful low end, it's all about mixing. And the first stage of mixing, I would say, is a static mix. So the first thing that I would do is focus on a static mix, have a very good static mix, because that will dictate the rest of the mix. And afterwards, I have a couple of videos talking about static mix. So you can just search on the channel and you will find an idea of what a static mix is. And after that, then I would go and start mixing doing a top-down mix. And the thing that I usually start is the bass. And the drums is the first element that I usually start with. And then I go to the bass. And why? Because those are the hardest things to mix, especially the low end is the hardest thing to mix. So I want to make sure that I spend my first time or my fresh years, I'm going to spend them on the drums and on the bass to make sure that I have enough that I make the bass the best that I can, or the low end the best that I can, so that after I have the drums and the bass in a solid and in a way that I really like, then I start adding the other elements. And one thing that I also do a lot is to apply high pass filters and just remove all the low end that is not necessarily to the instruments, to the rest of the instruments. And I do that because if I spend a lot of time focusing on my low end, on my drums and on my bass, or on my kick and on my bass especially, I don't want anything else interfering with those frequencies, with that time that I spent making my low ends sound really good. So what I usually do is I start with a static mix, then I go to the bass or to the drums, sorry. Then the next element is the bass, and I make sure that I mix them together, and I make sure that my low end, it's really, really powerful and it sounds really cool. And then I start adding the rest of the instruments, the rest of the elements of the track, making sure also that whenever I see some in my charts or in my spectrograms, whenever I see low end that shouldn't be there, I try to remove it. I try to almost always apply a high pass filter to all the other instruments beside the drums and the bass, so that I can make sure that my low end is not there's no other sounds that or information, digital information in my low end that would make my bass a little bit less powerful. So that's what basically what I do to make my low end the low end powerful, and it's all about mixing, in my opinion. Okay, let's go now. I have here 3 more questions. So what I would like to do this right now is make a public not a public an announcement, which is to tell you a little bit about this live stream, why I do this. The idea for this live stream is called the Producer Show, is to collect all of your questions and answer them here in videos, so that I can have a better understanding of what you like, or what are your questions, how can I help, and help you speed up your learning process with videos here for YouTube. So I can maybe guide you through to the right questions to ask, or answer your questions, so that I can really help you speed up your process. I would love to have someone helping me with that, and I will take a lot of advantage of a service like this, because it took me a while to reach the point where I am at this moment, and it was through buying courses and watching people and learning from people that I reached this point, and I could not do it alone. And I think that's something really powerful, and that's what I'm here for, and that's the basic idea that I want to share here with you, because the motto of this channel is master the software, so that it's just you and music. And that's the main idea for me, because I really like whenever I'm making music, I forget all the problems, all the the situations that I have in life that might not work or might not go the way I would like to, and I just focus on music. And it's 1 hour or 2 hours or maybe 10 minutes that I just am completely free, and it's just me and music. That's a, I think that's a powerful feeling. And if you really love music, this is what you want to do, and this is how you want to spend most of your life. It's just making music and feeling good about it. And then you can also maybe help friends achieving their dreams, which I have done with my friend Juan. Okay, so I'm doing these live streams every Saturday at around 6 p.m. GMT plus 2, which is the Berlin time. And I'm located in Stuttgart, and today is a rainy day. And yeah, I already got a little bit of rain on my head when I went to buy the magazine, but it is what it is. And what else? I also have a link in the description so that you can go and join the newsletter. In the newsletter, I only share a link to the forms where you can post your questions. And the idea for the newsletter is just to share information about these live streams. And I will not post any product material, any marketing material. Will just be asking you questions or sending you the links to the forms so that you can post your questions, where I will gather them and answer them here in videos. So that's it. Let's go to the next question. Okay, so the next question is a personal question, and is, how did you start making music? So I don't think I ever talked about my experience, or maybe I did with my friends, but not here on YouTube. I don't think I ever shared my story. Maybe I will do a video about it someday. But yeah, basically, I was, how can I say? I think my first introduction with music, or no, that was not. How can I say? How can I start this? My first introduction to music was with a program called Top Plus, which it's a program in Portugal. It used to be a program in Portugal that you would play at Sundays during the lunchtime, and it would show all the top 100, I think, tracks. And this was our YouTube, or our yeah, I think I could say our YouTube, because that's the way I listen to music, and or our Spotify or something like that at the time. And there was no, I don't think I even had internet at that time. So this was the way for me to discover new music. And the first song that really catch my ear was Linkin Park. And from that point on, I was like always talking with my friends. Oh, did you listen to that song? Or I was trying to find, because I didn't know the name of the band. So I was trying to ask all my high school friends if they knew that band that played on Top Plus. And that was my first start with music that caught my eye. And I was like, oh, I need to listen to this more. And after a while, a friend of mine just gave me a CD with hip hop, a Portuguese band called Mind the Gap, and that's when I got addicted to hip hop. And my friend was like, "Take this CD. I think you will like it, because you are always annoying us with music stuff. So take this, listen to it. I think you will like it." And I really did. I loved it. And from that point on, that's when I started to get more CDs and more music, and I started discovering more not producers, but more bands and more artists and stuff like that. Moving forward a few years, I went to see 8 Mile. So my love for hip hop was already there, and I went to see 8 Mile. So that was the point where I was like, oh, so anyone can be an MC. So that's nice. I want to do that. because I've loved hip hop so much. And after that, me and my friends from my hometown, Barcelos, we started to listening to music, or not listening to music, but we started like trying to improvise and freestyle, and we were not that good. And but I wanted to make a group about, not about, but I wanted to make a group, a hip hop group. So I was kind of like, let's make a group. Let's write together, and let's make songs and stuff like that. And my friends were like, "Oh no, you're crazy." But I wanted to do. So what I did was like I insisted and insisted, and after a while we started to hang together in in the room of a friend of mine called Sem Motivo, José, and uh, this was the first time where I've seen someone making music in a computer. So at that point, I was just like writing stuff and listening to music and stuff like that. But we didn't had beats, so it was that friend was it still is, and I'm still am also a geek, and but he I think he's a higher level than me, and he had already and this is not to I don't see it in a bad way. It's actually I like being a geek because, and I like geeks because I can talk about stuff. I can geek out about geek stuff, I guess, and I really like that. And so one day we went to his room, and we were all together and singing and trying stuff. And he had this software in his computer, and he was making beats with this computer. And I was like, "What the hell? This is interesting." So I spent like from that point on, I was always sitting on his side trying to figure out how to work with that software. And at the time, I didn't had a computer, so I couldn't bring the software home. And after, I was always talking with my friends about this, and I would get not emotion, but excited about it. One friend of mine called Sish, he gave me a computer, and it was a Pentium 3, I guess. So this is way back in the day. And he gave me a computer, and that's when I installed FL Studio, and that software that my friend had in his room was FL Studio, or at the time Image Line, or Fruity Loops, yeah, Fruity Loops. And from that point on, I started making music and beats and improving, and this was what, maybe 15 years ago, maybe more. Yeah, maybe I was 15 or 16, something like that. So yeah, it's been a while. It's been a journey. So that's how I started making music, and I hope you enjoyed the story. Okay, so let me see. We have 10 minutes, so maybe I can answer another question. Okay, so the next two questions are a little bit personal, like the one like I just answered. How did you start making music? Or my story. And the next question is, what does it take to grow? Now, actually, it's the last one that is a little bit more personal. This one is, what does it take to grow on YouTube as a music producer? Okay, I have, how can I say? I have a relatively small channel still. My channel is reaching 10,000 subscribers, which is really, really a nice milestone. I'm really happy about it. Reaching five digits is really, really something that I never thought about reaching. But I started YouTube with the idea of growing my business, and right now my business pays itself. So I can say that, and there's, how can I say, there's levels of success. So you have to define what is being successful for yourself. And for me, I don't say that I'm still successful. I'm having success in a way that I'm towards my goal. I have not yet achieved my ultimate goal, but at the same time, I achieved stuff that make me feel successful. And one of the things is this 10K on YouTube, which I think I will achieve at the end of the year. But at the same time, you have to define what is successful, what success means to you, and that's a hard thing to answer sometimes. For instance, another thing that makes me feel successful is the thing that I told you in the beginning of the live stream of helping my friend Juan accomplish his dream. That really made me feel successful in music, because I took his idea, and his idea was not bad, but it was really rough. And I took that and I completely changed and made a really, really amazing song with it. And I was able to fulfill his dream of recording the song that he made to his mother that died a couple of years ago. For me, that's I can't even describe how I feel good about that. It's so amazing that I had to do it in this live stream and share it with you, and that's part of I think feeling successful or being successful in something. It's not just about money in this case. So I have several things that now I consider myself successful, and are several things that I'm not yet there, but I'm working towards them. And one of the things is also um, growing on YouTube. I want to grow more and more as a music producer. But one of the things that I also see a lot, or that I see in my growth in YouTube, is that you have to put a lot of effort. And if you want to be a music producer, regardless if it's on YouTube, if I don't know, if you want to make music for rappers, for video, for movies, for games, I don't know, you have to have good music. I think that's the main thing about being good at something, and in this case music production. If you want to be a music producer, you have to make good music, and that takes time. As I told you, I've been producing, I don't know, 15 years, and I started with the first versions of Fruity Loops, and now we are in version 20, and I started maybe on version 5 or 7, something like that. So it's something that you really have to put effort into it. You will not get good at music production just by watching YouTube videos and never making music. So you have to watch YouTube videos, you have to buy courses, you have to buy books, you have to do a lot of stuff, get knowledge, and then apply that knowledge, and then practice. And I think that's the main thing here. And then there are other skills that you are required for YouTube, not just making music, because you might have great music, but if you don't know how to edit videos, if you don't know how to record videos, if you don't know how to make thumbnails, if you don't have a nice personality, that's something that I'm also struggling a little bit. And but I'm improving. I'm always trying to improve myself so that I can be more successful and achieve more and more goals. And I think that's the main thing here. The first, if you want to be or grow on YouTube as a music producer, the first thing, the product is the music. So the music has to be good. And it's not just, oh, you make nice beats, but you don't mix them. You have to know the entire process. You have to make nice beats, and you have to also have to know how to mix your own tracks. And I don't know, that it's debatable. This stuff is my point of view again, but at least for me, I think that would be the main thing. In the beginning, you have to start and focus on the music. And for me, it took me a while to reach a point where I can feel that my music is really professional. And for you, it might take 6 months. For me, it took me like 3 years of making music every single day. And it's all about working on yourself. But I would say the first thing is the music. The music has to be good. And after that, then you have to start stacking skills, you know. And one of the skills for YouTube is you have to have a nice personality. You have to be comfortable talking to the camera. You have to be comfortable sharing stuff, being on camera, talking to a camera alone, maybe in the streets, which I don't do too much, but I want to start. And there's a lot of stuff that you have to do. So there's no how can I say? There's no one formula fits all. It's all different. It's all it's hard. What's the word that I'm looking for? Yeah, it's you can follow formulas, but you have to also put yourself into the formula. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm going a little bit off topic. I'm not sure, but I would say the main thing is music, or focus first on the music. You have to have good music, and then afterwards you can start stacking more skills and grow in on as a business. And one thing also it's very important is you have to think of YouTube as a business. You know, it's like it's not just coming here doing a video and it's up. No, you have to put some knowledge into, or understand how to make a business. And for that you have to read books about business, about marketing, about startups, maybe, I don't know. But I have read a lot of marketing books. I have one over there, and I have two in my room. I'm on the process of buying, maybe, I don't think. Yesterday I was looking at buying 5 more books. This year I already read 7 books. So you see that it takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of determination to grow yourself as a musician, as a businessman. And it's not just about music at the end of the day. It's also about business and marketing and a lot of stuff. But I would say first start with the music. Make yourself a professional producer. Make your songs sound professional, and then you can start stacking other skills like marketing and how to talk with the camera. And this doesn't have to be like oh, I'm going to spend 1 year just making music. No, you can start everything together in parallels, like I did. I started YouTube with the webcam on my laptop, my second-hand laptop. And that's when I started being comfortable in front of a camera. And nowadays I have a Canon here, and I have another webcam there, and I have another webcam there. And as you can see, I improved my setup as I went, and my skills as I went. I was not fluent as I am today when I started. So it's all progression. It's all working on your stuff. And yeah, but I would say that it's also there are also people that can help us grow on YouTube. And I have took some consulting appointments to try to improve my YouTube skills or my business on YouTube, and that really helped. And it was not cheap. It was very expensive for 1 hour. But at the same time, it's like, if you want to grow, if I want to be a professional music producer, I had to learn how to make beats. I had to learn how to mix, master, and I took courses on that, and I paid money for that. So in the same way, I'm looking at YouTube the same way. So I'm putting money to try to be better and to grow on YouTube. And I think you can also do that. And yeah, I don't know if that was a very precise answer. Sometimes it's hard to be precise with this stuff. But I would say that's the main idea. I don't know. I don't think I have anything else to say. have a lot to say about this question, but it's already 7 o'clock, so I think I will keep it short, and I will keep it like that for today. And yeah, I have here another question that I didn't answer. This one will be for next time, which is a nice question, which is why I make music. I will answer this one in the next one. And yeah, so final announcements here. Again, I do these live streams every Saturday at around 6 p.m. GMT plus 2, which is the Berlin time. I'm located in Stuttgart, so that's the time zone that I'm at. And if you want to join, I will. I try to always be at 6 p.m. So consistency is key even for YouTube, and that's one of the things to grow on YouTube is to be consistent. And what else? The idea for this live stream is to answer your questions and make it help you speed up your learning and make you a better producer and help you master the software so that it's just you and music. I have a link in the description so that you can join the newsletter. It's free and it doesn't hurt, and or you don't have to pay anything. And in that newsletter, I will be sharing forms or sending forms so that you can ask your questions, post your questions, and those questions have priority, like the ones that I just answered for this live stream. And I will not be sending any marketing material, any products, or anything like that. It's just live stream information and asking questions. So that's it. I'm really happy about this live stream. It's been two weeks that I didn't do that because I was on vacation, and I was looking forward to this first live stream after vacation, and I think it went really well, even though I ranted a little bit in this last question. Sometimes it's hard to answer stuff factually, but yeah, I do my best. Like I say, I will always try my best to answer the questions so that I can help you the best way possible. That's it, guys. I'll see you next Saturday. And again, if you have questions, go to the link in the description, subscribe to the newsletter, and you will see your questions answered in the next live stream next Saturday. That's it. My name is Tiago Duarte. Thanks for joining. Thanks for your comments on the chat, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.